Hey, Lady Shaya. Lady Shaya. Um, I just needed one person to come on. Can you hear me? Because my StreamYard was acting funny. I don't know if it was the StreamYard, if it was YouTube, or if it was my phone earlier. But I was trying to talk in Mac is live, and it kept telling me that my microphone would not connect. Like my browser wouldn't allow my microphone to connect. That was crazy. And it told me to close, and I closed all other apps, and I still couldn't. I had to get off and then get on with my laptop. Okay, you can hear me. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I don't know what was going. I don't know why I was doing that. And I was trying to get into his to click his link. Well, I clicked his link and got on the panel, but I had to switch from my phone to the laptop. And I was just trying to figure out. I don't know what it was. But see, right now I'm on my phone, but I'm not using my Wi-Fi. So I don't know if it had something to do with the Wi-Fi and 5G or what, but I've used both and didn't have that problem before. So yeah, I was just coming on here to see because that was a good panel. Lord, the captain is here. Lady Shale, did you know that Spiky is the captain? She's the captain of the live, girl. Spiky has self-proclaimed herself to be the captain. So she's the captain. And I guess we're just the all she's the captain and we're the workers. Spiky Hill Miss. Hey Spiky. Spiky, were you in Mac is Live? Yeah, Lady Shale. Captain Spiky. A miss. Dang. Spiky, when you going live again? You hadn't been live in a while. Go live, Spiky, so we can come over there and cut up. Lady Shale, we need Spiky to go live so we can come over there and cut up. You asleep? Oh, okay, okay. Uh-oh, so you gotta go to work today, don't you, Spiky? Spiky, you don't be sleep all the time. You be putting up those videos. I believe you be playing your games. Spiky don't have time for us, y'all. She be playing her games. I'm getting sleepy too, Spiky. Lady Share, did you enjoy Mac's Live? I did. I'm so glad somebody addressed Black History Month and, from his perspective and from the perspective of everybody on the panel. Because yesterday I asked what did anybody plan to do, how anybody planned to celebrate it. But Mackey's panel was really good when it said, when he, questioned how can we continue moving forward. So that was a good question. Hey Frank, welcome to the live. Everybody, Frank G just entered the live. How you doing, Frank? Happy Wednesday. Happy Wednesday to everybody. It's hump day. Tomorrow is Thursday, y'all. And you know when Thursday comes, everybody starts looking forward toward the weekend. You good? That's good, Frank. But yeah, that was a good live, Lady Share. Anybody who hadn't seen Family Mackey's live from today, I encourage you to go and watch it. It was a great live. It was focused on Black History Month. Talked a little bit about everything. Well, I won't say everything from the time I went into the live. It talked about the continuation of Black history and everything that it includes, like teaching it and making sure that it continues and it goes on, to the next generations and on and on and on. Spike says, I got people texting me about this dang snowstorm. Oh, you know what? Finest Wine, was that yesterday? Finest Wine said that you guys were about to get snow. So you did get the snow. How much snow you got? Y'all got, Spiky? So you not, are you going to work then, Spiky? Since there's a snowstorm? Yes, Frank, that's what we were discussing. Black History Month should be every day, not just one month. Right, right. That's what we were talking about, and talking to just emphasizing that though legally there's February, 28 days of February, 29 when there's a leap year, that it should be every day, every day. And my thought on that is that with so many states trying to basically take it away, that what if they do? What if somehow legally they take it away and they stop, you know, allowing it to be taught in schools and basically stop celebrating? Then, if that's the case, we have to teach. Each has to teach the next. You have to inform as many people about it. You have to teach about it. You and your families have to make sure that all the young people in your families know about it, and the adults, because there are some adults that just don't really. I won't say it's not important to them, but they I don't know. It's not. I guess it's not of utmost importance to them. It's not. I'm sorry about that, y'all. It's not of the utmost importance. So that's what Mackey's Live was about. Like I said, anybody who didn't see Family Mackey's Live, go and check it out, guys. Go and see it. I wish I could share it out, but I couldn't. So hopefully, more people will see it and it will get shared out by those who can share it out. So we're closer and closer to the Super Bowl, Frank. What are your thoughts? You told us who you had. I think you told us who you thought would win it all, didn't you? I can't remember who you said. Oh, and what about the new name for the Washington team? Was it the Washington Commanders? That sounds so long. The Washington Commanders. I think that's what it is. Correct me if I'm wrong. Hey, Family Mackey Bro. Hey, I just told everybody to go check out your live because it was a good. It was a great live. And I wish I could share it out, but I can't yet. I don't have 1,000 subs. Frank says he doesn't have any thoughts on the Super Bowl. Really, Frank? So you don't care who wins one way or the other? Mackie, I wish I could have shared your live out, but I can't. So I know Lady Shell came in towards the end. I told Spiky and Frank they should check it out. So the Commanders, that is the name. Okay. What you think about that name, Frank? Mackie, what you think about the new name for the Washington, the Washington Commanders? I mean, I guess it's new. It sounds different because it's new, but I don't. I'm not gonna say it doesn't stick because it hadn't been long enough, but it just sounds a little long. Yeah, I wish I could. So I'll just make sure to tell everybody to go check it out because it was a really good live. Not really, but I will talk about it when the Super Bowl comes. Okay, okay. KT. Happy Wednesday. KT says, Happy Wednesday. Great getting ready for work. Thanks, KT. Thanks for showing support. Yep, it's time for you to get that shift started. What, 3:45? KT, I don't know if you saw Mackey's live earlier, but it was a good live. Go check it out. You can check that out while you're at work. Make your help your shift to go by faster. Frank says, hey, KT. Spiky. Spiky, girl, you're not gonna get me confuzzled. What happens to Henny, Mackie? So I came in the middle of it, and I wish he had stayed on a little bit longer. But I'm going to go back and watch it all because y'all, you were on a long time. Y'all had been on a good 2 hours. I think it lasted over 2 hours, but that's a good live to me. I don't mind a long live. If the live is long, that means it's interesting. It's interesting, it's educational, it's informative, or it's fun, or all four. 3:45 to 11:45. I missed his live. Didn't get a notification. Oh, okay. Go watch Family Matters live while you're at work. Hey, Sonya, welcome to the live. Happy Wednesday. So excited. Next Friday, my job is throwing me a retirement party. Are you retiring, Sonya? Wow. Congratulations on your retirement. Mackie says we got tomorrow to talk about more. Yeah, Mackie, that's good because that was, like I said, it's either educational, informative, interesting, or fun. And it was all four. It was all four. Yes, congratulations, Sonya, on your retirement. Yeah, it's good to hear other people's perspective because, like I said yesterday, I just asked everybody what did they plan to, how did they plan to um, celebrate their Black History Month because it is a month to be celebrated, and I just think it's a designated time for extra celebration. But every day, like you said, like everybody on the panel said, like Frank said here, every day should be a celebration, even if it's just more knowledge, more information, reemphasizing knowledge and reemphasizing information, figuring out what's going on now with our culture and America. So, um, it all affects us. So, this month is looked at more as far as the media, and maybe in some schools, work wherever. But it should be every day, and we have to be the ones to make sure that that happens. Frank says, "Congratulations, Sonya." Sonya said, "Yes, ma'am. 20 years." Oh, wow, that's great, Sonya. So, are you going to? You missed yesterday? Oh, yeah, we did miss you yesterday, Sonya. So, Sonya, are you going to go into a different field, get another job, or are you just going to relax? Different field, another job, or relax? Just travel. It is a need to celebrate, Spikey. You're supposed to celebrate yourself every day. You can't be the captain, Spikey, talking like that. I'm Black every day, no need to celebrate. Spikey, I'm gonna take your I'm taking your post. I'm taking the command from you, Spikey. You can't be the captain talking like that. KT says, "Congratulations, blessings, Sonya. You're going to a different field, Sonya? Wow, that's going to be interesting. Again, congratulations on your retirement. Everybody, Sonya is We have to throw Sonya a retirement party, y'all. Hey, Chef Find This Wine. Welcome to the live. Glad to have you. Glad to have you. Chef Find This Wine speaking to everybody. Y'all, welcome Fine to the live. Welcome everybody. Maybe you can keep Spiky in check. Chef Find This Wine because Spiky gets in here and she cuts up. She cuts up. She already calls everybody old. She wants to be the captain of the ship. I made her the captain, and she's in here cutting up. No, I have a huge black fist poster. Frank says, "Hey, Chef." Chef finds why I don't know what we're gonna do with Spiky. You can't look. You have to. You even when you're serious, you have to just chuckle with Spiky. Chef Finest Wine was in the live. There was a great live that Mackie had, wasn't it? Fine. He says we'll talk more tomorrow. That was good to see on YouTube. Something important, something that relates to us that's important, something that everybody should be able to get on board with. Chef Fine Swine says, "Hey Frank, hey Constanetta, welcome to the live." Constanetta speaking to everybody. Welcome to the live. Welcome to the live. Chef Fine Swine says, "Awesome live. I'm proud of him." I know. I was so proud of him, and I was just so like, not that Mackie wouldn't do it, or couldn't, but I just happened to just go onto YouTube to see what was interesting, and bam, he was having like the most interesting live I've seen. That was, as far as like being serious and being focused. Finest Wine, you and Be Sugar, y'all have given us some great lives this new year. I love them. And to see we've had those, it's just been all good vibes, all positive vibes. Birthday party lives, just game night lives. We've been having a good time. And then to see Family Mackey, talk about history, and not even so much about the history, but what we need to do. That was great. I was glad to see that. You can't be serious with me. Laugh out loud. I just be playing, y'all. We know Spiky, but you be Spiky. We know you be playing, but you be on us. Lord, you be on us, Spiky. Yeah, I had to check my phone, y'all. I came on here to check my phone because Mackie Bro, when I first came into your live, it kept telling me something about my Wi-Fi and my microphone. So even when I switched to my 5G, it was saying the same thing. And so I just had to drop the phone and use my laptop. Yes, your finest wine. Salute to Mackie. And that's interesting. If you have another one tomorrow for sure, Mackie, do a premiere. Let us know. But I'm gonna check anyway. Because like I had said in your live, honestly, we as adults, we can teach, we can do something on somebody's channel every day. Because if we say we're having a party Friday, most people will show up. But if we say, well, you have to listen to this live, and we get you a blue card or a white card, or you into the party, a lot of people won't show up unless they're getting something for it. But I just think the knowledge itself, not only the knowledge, but the different perspectives. If you hear something that you disagree with, just talk about it. Mecca says, "Thanks, Finest Wine, bro." He says, "Yep." Spikey says, "I'm just excited for my birthday." I know, Spikey. Spikey said, "Y'all, Spikey's birthday is it February 18th, Spikey?" Constantella says, "Hey, Mackie, what's up?" Y'all, Spikey's birthday is coming up February. Correct me, Spikey. Is it the 18th? We're gonna have a happy a Spiky birthday. We're gonna have a Black History Month party. Happy upcoming birthday, says Finest Wine. Yes, Constantella. It's just like, even if you disagree or if you feel like some knowledge is lacking, then impart it, spread it. Frank's is the 26th. Okay, so Frank, your birthday is February 26th. I think Spikey's birthday is February 18th. So that sounds like a party, y'all. Sounds like some parties coming up. And that's like 8 days apart. So it sounds like 2 parties. Y'all, Chef Finest Wine knows how to throw a party. He definitely knows how to DJ a party. Family Mackie says, "Hey, chat, I'm sorry I'm on the game and got." Oh, okay, Mackie. Spiky, yep. Laugh out loud. Don't. I'm gonna be partying. Spiky, you don't want to party? You'll be drunk. Oh my God, Spiky, no, you're not, Spiky. Spiky, you're not gonna be drunk. We're gonna need you to have all your faculties and to be alert to what's going on, Spiky. There's no need to be drunk. Ha- have you a Sprite. Have you a Sprite, Spiky, and put a little Yep. Laugh out loud. I'm gonna be MIA. Oh Lord. Constanella says, "Hey, finest wine. You're gonna be MIA. What day is your birthday on, Spiky? What day is the 18th? What's today? Today's the second. Uh, 9th, 16th, 17th. Is that Friday? Your birthday is on Friday, Spiky? You're gonna be Spiky. You better not do anything that you shouldn't be doing. Chat, get on Spiky. On here talking about she's gonna be MIA for her birthday. Y'all get on to Spiky. She's the captain of the ship, y'all. I'm talking about she's gonna be MIA. Friday, Spiky won't be here. Oh Lord. It's fine. So I says, damn, it was just New Year. Now we're in February. I know this year's zooming by already. He says, hey, Constanetta. I know, Chef Finest Wine. It is February. And then this is the short months too. Zooming by. Miss Frank's laughing. Spike is turning up. Constanetta. Spike need to settle herself down somewhere. You know, Spike, she wants to be she wants to be in charge. She wants to be the commander of the ship. She wants to be, oh my Lord. But she wants to go MIA because it's her birthday. We're gonna need her to report to anybody who's live. She said don't have her a party because she's gonna be MIA. MIA Spiky. Lord. She's so funny. Yeah, it wouldn't be alive without Spiky coming through. She's gonna be the fun, she's gonna be security, she's gonna be everything. Look at her agreeing with you, Constanetta. Oh Lord. Yes, y'all. I don't. So at least I see that my microphone is working. Like I said, when I tried to get on Mackie's Live earlier, it wouldn't let me. I mean, it let me on. I could get on, but my microphone kept saying that I needed to close all apps, and all apps were closed. I had to use my laptop. So at least I see here that my microphone is working now with the 5G. I don't know what it will do with Wi-Fi, but I guess I'll try that on a different live and see how that turns out. But yes, it's February already, y'all. I was just talking yesterday. Time for those monthly bills. Oh my gosh, they roll around so fast. Spiky, I won't be here and I'm gonna get 1,000 messages saying happy birthday. Yep. We're gonna make little videos telling you happy birthday. We're making little videos telling you to come out, Spiky. Happy birthday. Don't be missing in action. So Frank says he's not speaking on the name until after the Super Bowl. What did you think about Brady finally formally announcing his retirement, Frank? People can jump the gun. I mean, pretty much most people knew it, but what if he didn't retire? I mean, let people make their own announcements. Geez, the media and social media, oh my gosh, they just jump on top of everybody wants to be the first. Everybody wants to say you heard it here first. They want to say you heard it here first before the person even, oh my gosh, before the person at hand even says what's going on. They want you to know that you heard it there first. Y'all do that for Frank too. Have a birthday party for Frank. Okay. Oh, make a video for Frank. So, so you're happy for him, Frank? I am too. I'm happy for him, but I don't know what it is. I know he had 7 rings, but when they lost, I was a little hurt because I'm like, I would have loved for him to have gotten an 8th ring. That was like everything for him to go to Tampa and get a ring there too. And to get another one there just before retiring, that would have been great. Sonia says, happy early birthday to all February people in this chat. Yes, happy birthday to everybody in the chat. So far as Spiky and Frankie have upcoming birthdays. Constantine says, listen, I'm in Michigan with Hendrix. I'm turning 60 July. I'm trying to get to Canada for my birthday if they let us. And okay, in Canada borders. Oh, happy early birthday. Well, it's July, so it's still early. Look, happy early birthday, Constanetta. Hopefully by then they'll let you in. Are they not letting us in now? Are they not letting Americans across the Canadian borders right now? I know it varies, depending on what's going on with the pandemic. If they're not, I hope that they will be by then, because we want you to enjoy your birthday, Constanetta. We want you to enjoy it wherever you want to go. And if Canada is where you want to go, they need to open up those borders. Oh, so they're not letting people. See, I didn't know that. I didn't know that they weren't letting people in. How long has that? I know. Wait a minute. I heard like way back. I heard something about it, but I thought they had opened up. Am I right or wrong? And have they just closed since this upsurge of the new one? See, I didn't know that that it's spiky. I did not know that. And then people in Detroit, you can like, what is it, Constantine? Like, it's just like a short drive. Is it even an hour? Well, I guess depending on where in Michigan you are, is it even an hour to Canada? See, I thought they did it already too, Spiky. I thought they had closed the borders and had opened them up. But and maybe they did, and maybe they're closed again, or I may be wrong and they never opened. Frank says, I had dropped a video about Tom Brady on Saturday. I had to take it down until he made his announcement. Oh, okay, okay. Yeah, I think, sometimes I think everybody wants to be the first to break the news, but sometimes it's just about excitement. Like you said, you were happy for him, Frank. I think sometimes people are just eager, because it's a celebration in a way. I'm sure he has mixed emotions about it. He probably feels like it's time, but I really do think that maybe also in his mind was like one more year. Let me go one more year. Constanetta says, I'm right at Canada. I'm used to going. Oh, okay, okay. Since the pandemic, no. Wow. Ooh, that could be hard, Constanetta. I can see 20 minutes from Canada. Wow, and you can't go over there right now. I bet that is hard. I'll be glad when things get so much better. No, and I just think people have differences of opinions, but I just think whether you're for the injection or not, I still think whether you got it or whether you didn't, compliance with the mask would curtail it won't stop the mutations. So you're going to get different variants. A lot of viruses are like that. So it won't stop it, but I was hoping that it would really, really, if people did the right thing as far as the distancing and being smart with when to do this, when to, had to open up, but being smart about having certain types of gatherings and things like that, being smart about the way you wear your mask, that could cut down on the mutations. Frank says it is crazy that him and Big Ben. I know, Frank, I know. And I thought a bigger deal would be made about that, because to me, I was touched by Ben's retirement too. And I saw a video of him unlacing his shoes, and it was so sad to me. I'm sorry if y'all hear the ambulance. There's an ambulance going by here. That was so sad to me. He has had a great career as well. How many rings does Big Ben have? He doesn't have 7. I know that, but how many does he have 3? Does he have 3, Frank? I felt like 2. Oh, really? 2? Okay. Okay. I felt like his moment was just as big. I'll say Brady's was bigger because, I don't know. I don't know. I guess it's just a matter of perception because Big Ben stayed with Pittsburgh his whole career. Am I right or wrong? He was with them his whole career. And that's like everything. That's great. And then Brady to be with New England for so long and have all those rings and then to go to a totally different team and get one more and be on the verge of another, that was great. So I think they should have given him just as much attention. Big Ben got attention, but I just feel like he could have gotten more. No matter how you feel about him personally, there are some things that he's done personally, but I'm just speaking as a sports person, as an athlete, and what he's done, from that perspective, I think he could have been celebrated a little bit more. That video of him was was touching. And then when Tampa lost, there's one image that I have of Brady where he's just standing there and he's looking. I think it was like as time had run out, he was just kind of staring. And you know how people do, they get right in your face. And there was a close up of him looking, and you could just see through his helmet that you could almost see it in his eyes that this is it. You could like almost see it. Hey sis, hey Tennessee Michelle. Welcome to the live. Welcome to the live. Tennessee Michelle says, hey Chad. Live, everybody, welcome Tennessee Michelle into the live. Constantella says, sometimes I don't understand why people get upset. Why you wearing a mask? Fool, I'm protecting you from me. Right. Be crazy person. You don't know what I got. It's crazy. It is crazy, Constantella. It is. Frank says, hey, Tennessee Michelle. Frank says he knew he was retired. Yeah, Frank, that's what I got from the look in his eye, even though, like I said, it was through the helmet and just his stance, the way he stood could have been just any quarterback saying, dang it. But it was just something about the look in his eye. It was just like, I think he's going to go ahead and retire. Like he was just saying, that's it. That's it. That's it. And that's all. Spikey says he did everything that could be done. 7 rings, that's a lot. Spikey says, hey, Michelle. Frank says, true. Yes, Constantella, it's like these people are so, and I'm to the point where at first they were talking about their constitutional right, this, that, and the other. Okay, well, if you feel like your constitutional right says you don't have to wear it, don't wear it. Then don't look at me crazy, just like you don't want us looking at you crazy for not wanting to wear it. Give that same respect. When people choose to wear a mask around you, don't look at them crazy. And don't do that little cough as if you're trying to be intimidating, because the intimidation can get you whooped. Because a lot of people were doing that. Like if you choose not to wear a mask, fine and dandy, that's on you. But when somebody else chooses to do so, don't do that. Don't do that, because then you're infringing on that same type right that they're exercising to wear a mask. You're infringing on their right to do so. Meanwhile, you don't want anybody to infringe on your rights not to. People can be so asinine. I'll say asinine. Michelle says, hey, Frank and Spikey. Frank says, I don't think it's completely done with NFL. Right, me either, Frank, me either. Someone did that. I was about to fight. I know, Spikey, I know. See, I'm like, if you don't want to wear it, fine. But don't do that because you see everybody else or a few people around you doing it. And then, to me nowadays, a cough is like laying hands. So if you want to throw hands, don't be coughing. You can tell when it's unintentional, because sometimes you get a tickle in your throat, and well, you can tell. But then you can also tell when it's definitely intentional, and they're basically trying to give you a little message, a light message that why you got that on. Well, the same reason that you're asking me that, I'm asking you, why don't you have one on? Tennessee Michelle says, hey, Constanetta. Frank says, facts, I agree with that. Yeah, I mean, don't. My thing is, when we didn't know what was going on, even the scientists and researchers, what was the problem? Everybody should have been ready, willing, and able to throw on one. And the more and more we learned, and we're still learning, you know, nobody knows it all. And I'm thinking if doctors, scientists, and researchers don't know it all, who is Joe Schmo to feel like he has it down pat to be spreading misinformation? It's crazy. Spikey says, I'll fight anyone. Do that stuff to me. Right, Spikey. Right. Because to me, if you do that, that's just like, okay, you've passed the lick to me. Don't cough on me and don't cough in my direction. It's never been okay to do it, and it's definitely not okay to do it now. Don't send me any messages. You send me enough message when I see that you don't have something on your face. That means you don't give a hoot about yourself. And if you don't care about yourself, I already know you don't care about me. So you don't have to cough, because you cough, we're gonna do like little Scrappy say, we got to throw them paws. Michelle, we gotta paw up. And then they act all so innocent. When you start snapping and going, what are you talking about? What are you talking about? Bam! That's what I'm talking about. Constanza says, hey, Tennessee Michelle. Sis, I enjoyed you on the live. I was just telling Mackie earlier, I wish I could share his live out. But he says there'll be more tomorrow. So I look forward to that. That was a good discussion. I wish I could share it out. I hope a lot of people see it. And anyone who sees it, they can share it out. I hope that they will. I'm gonna figure out a way to like when it's something important or something really good and you want to share, you don't have 1,000 subs or 4,000 watch hours. I need to figure out a way to use one of the apps to at least do like a little short mini preview or something. Castanella says, I love Scrappy. Yes, it was a good panel. Hey, KD, welcome to the live. Happy Wednesday. Happy hump day. Happy hump day, everybody. How's y'all's week going? Okay, Spiker says if you have a Facebook, you can. Okay, I need to get one. I try not to, I just do YouTube. It's like I don't want to catch myself on social media all day. I believe if I get Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube, I'll be on social media all day. TikTok. Mama D has a new show. Do anyone know what network it's on? I don't know. Castaneda, when? Is it already airing? Instagram too? Okay, Frank. Hey, KD. Tennessee Michelle says, hey, KD. Welcome to the live, KD. KD says, hello, everyone. So if you have Facebook or Instagram, you can share somebody else's YouTube video. Is that right? KD says, hey, Michelle. Spiky says, I have Facebook, but my family on there. LOL. How I get my views. Oh, you get your views through from your family, Spiky? That's good. So if you're on Facebook, do you just if you get a Facebook, do you how do you said that if I get Facebook, then I would be able to share someone's YouTube live. So you mean just share it onto Facebook? Thanks, sis. Thanks, Michelle. Yes, welcome in, everybody. Hit the thumbs up, please. Thanks for supporting the channel. Cash App is $VTAY5. KD says, yes, you can share that way. So, okay, KT. So if you have a Facebook, you just, and I wanted to share some of his live, just share it on the Facebook page. But what if I wanted to share his live on my YouTube? I just share it. Yeah. Okay. The reason I actually am on TikTok is because on YouTube, I can't really be myself. I love music and having fun. Yeah. Frank, we see you love having fun. It was so funny when you did that. What was it that, what is it, y'all? ASMR? Is it ASMR? AMR? Shucks, shit. Excuse me. It's like people I've known for years. Oh, okay. Yes, that was too funny when Frank did that. He did an ASMR live with those chips. Frank, I love your TikTok videos. Yeah, some kind of way to make it fun to share something because it takes a long time. Well, I guess it depends on what you're doing on here and how active you are and how entertaining you are or how crazy your videos are. It takes a long time to get 4,000 watch hours. And I think that it's easier to get the watch hours than it is to get the subscribers. Geesh. What you think, Frank? What you think, Frank? What you think, Frank? Frank, why am I switching it up? I said, what you think, Frank? What do you think about the watch hours and subs? Tennessee Michelle says, if you're still in here, do you think it's easier to get your watch hours or your subscribers? Don't laugh at me, Spiky. That is how I actually am in real life. Really, Frank? I know everybody enjoys your videos. I look at the comments and everybody's so tickled by your own videos, by the videos that you upload. They make you smile. If you're having a bad day, y'all just go to Frank's channel. What do the chat feel about Tisha Campbell? What? Kidnapping? Ooh. What happens, Constantine? I hadn't heard about it. Watch hours are harder. Oh, okay. Okay. They both been hard to me, Frank. Especially the subscribers. I guess the subscribers I say because some days you'll get 2 or 3 and then 3 or 4 are gone. Then you get 2 or 3 back. And you think like, okay, if the 3 or 4 didn't leave, I would have like a total of 7 within a couple of days or within a week or whatever, however long. Y'all, what happened with Tisha Campbell? What happened, Constanetta? Was she kidnapped? So Frank says the watch hours are harder. From this viewpoint, it seems easier to get the watch time, but for those who get subs faster, probably think it's harder. Why? Right, sis, right. Because it seems like the subs, oh my gosh. I thought it was an attempt. Okay, so the Tisha Campbell kidnapping, was someone attempted to kidnap her? Wow. So do you guys think it was like something planned or was it just like something random and it happened to be Tisha Campbell who they were attempting to kidnap? Hey, chatting with common sense. Hey sis, welcome to the live. Chatting says showing you some love, VT sis and chat. Chat, welcome chatting with common sense to the live. Hey sis, we're glad to have you. Happy hump day, happy Wednesday, happy Black History Month, all of the good stuff. Spiky says, I don't know, I'm just on here for fun. Oh, sex trafficking? What? Katie says, hey, chatting. Chatting says, Constantella Tisha said, I ain't no G, you know. I know that's right. So wait a minute, y'all. So are y'all saying like a little white van pulled up? What the heck? What happened? Not a coincidence to me. Oh, so somebody tried to kidnap Tisha Campbell. You guys think it was maybe could potentially have been sex trafficking. Wow. Chatting with Common Sense says, hey, Katie sis. So what happened? How did she get away? Did she fight off? Did somebody help her? What happened? Oh, see, that's why I don't trust those. Shannon says she thinks it was an Uber. Constantella Collins, it's all over social media. Yes, girl, no, Constantella, a white. Wait a minute, y'all mean to tell me that goes to show y'all they don't care. Wait, so Shannon says she thought it was an Uber. So did the Uber take her to a location where a white van was waiting? Y'all got my wheels turning now. I'm trying to figure out what's going on. Constantella says it's been all over social media. See, I just usually, well, it looks like if I would have seen it though. I was about to say I'm on YouTube, but it looks like I would have seen it. Katie says it happened a few days ago. So it was an Uber. So an Uber was involved as well as a white van. Y'all, what the heck? So did they take her to this strange location with a white van there waiting for her? What is in the world? It just goes to show y'all, people will mess with anybody. Because I thought when it came to sex trafficking, that they were trying to get underage people. You know what I'm saying? Which is, they shouldn't be trying to get anybody. Definitely shouldn't be trying to get underage people. And maybe that's why she was able to get away. However she got away, maybe her being, an adult, a mature adult, maybe she thought quicker. I don't know how it happened, but I'm just glad that she was able to get away and that she's okay. Honestly, everything is not on YouTube. I see, Frank, I see, because I didn't see that. If it is, I missed it. But that should have been, I watched the news and that should have been newsworthy to me. Oh my goodness. Now that I know, I'm going to look that up and see what happened. Channing says, hey, Tennessee Michelle says, it wasn't, oh God, it wasn't on it. I didn't see it on the news. And if it was on YouTube, I didn't see it. So that means I'm going to have to, I guess, Google it. Because I want to know more details about what happened and how she got away. Channing said, you heard. Now, see, I do watch Ricky sometimes. Okay. But I missed that. Channing heard it on Ricky Smiley. Okay. Oh, my goodness. I got to look and see because, like I said, I would have thought, I would not have thought they would try to get someone her age. But these people don't care. They do not care. They're trying to get people for sex trafficking, and as well as other, just whatever other things as well. Oh, Katie says some people say she's lying, especially knowing she is a Black woman. I hate to say that. Yeah, because Frank, they always say they're always trying to make sure that they bring attention to Black women when it comes to that. Oh, so some people think she's lying. D.L. Hughley talked about it too. So why do they think she's lying, y'all? Is there like no witness? No, like, are there no witnesses? Can she not identify the Uber driver or the location? Like, why do they think she's lying? Because that's just, it sounds, I'm not saying she's lying, but it just sounded, when y'all said sex trafficking, I'm like, what? I thought that they targeted, underage people, kids, and that's absolutely, that's just 100% wrong. And so, like I said, if that, I thought that that's who they target, and that maybe by her being an adult, that she was maybe, thought a little, was able to think quickly, maybe to think, what to do to help herself out of the situation. They're saying stuff not adding up. I hope she didn't, you know what? I hope that she didn't lie. I know at one point, I think a few years ago, she was having financial issues, but I thought that had cleared up. I thought she had gotten that cleared up. So I do know at one time she was having financial issues, and I think she has a son, maybe. She may have two kids. I'm not sure. I know she was having a financial issue, and so there was something going on with that. It kind of ticked her off, I think, the way people talked about it or something. But I thought things were better. They take adults too, and men also. Woo, ooh. So I guess they don't care, Lady Shaya. Yeah, I guess they don't care. They just trying to do what they're trying to do. The police looked at cameras in the area, found nothing. Plus, she didn't file a police report. Come on now. I mean, she should have learned from the other situation. I won't say his name. I'll just say the Empire guy, because I still don't fully know if maybe that was I'm gonna participate in it, but now I'm gonna change my mind. I just don't really know how that went either. If she's lying, it will come out. Yeah, it will, Frank. It will. Katie said, yes, she has a grown son. Well, she has a son, not a grown son. Yeah, I thought I don't know, y'all. When you just kind of see stuff, I thought she had children, but I thought maybe thought it was one grown son, but then I thought about it. I know she was married to Dwayne. What's his last name? Was it Martin? She was married to him, so I wasn't sure if they had children together. But wow, wow, right, right, Collins. Katie says that's who they're comparing her to. See, because that's the first thing that came to my mind, KD. And I'm like, with him, you never want to say when you weren't a part of the discussion or you don't know for a fact. But when certain facts come out, I just feel like there was conversation with him and those brothers or a friend, whatever they were. I think they were brothers. There was conversation. There was maybe a potential. We could do it this way. We could do it that way. Maybe he changed his mind. Somebody changed their mind. Maybe it happened, and somebody said no. Let's not do it. And I really think it boiled down to a money issue. Somebody did, maybe he didn't want to pay, and they're like, okay, we're going to let them know. I really don't know. I think it boiled down to something calculating, something that shouldn't have been planned was being planned. And maybe somebody decided to back out. Maybe somebody didn't want to pay a certain amount of money, and it just went left. Tennessee Michelle says, hey, chatting sis. Constantella says, I feel she's having issues. Two sons with physical challenges. I think that divorce and abuse pushing her over the edge. Just my opinion. You know what? You never know what people are going through. You never know. And sometimes when people are going through a lot, they're pushed. They're pushed to do things that they normally wouldn't do. Constantella, so that's what I'm thinking. Like I do remember her having financial issues in the past because I think she was on one of those nighttime media shows like an extra or something like that, and she talked about it. Since Michelle says, hey, Lady Shaya, and she talked about it. And so when people are having financial difficulties, especially people who have had a lot of money in the past, probably way more money than the average person, and then their money starts to dwindle, or they're not getting as much work, or they maybe didn't invest. You know what? That's one thing I will say about people like Magic Johnson. Okay, yes, he made millions. And when you come to athletes, it's a little bit different. When it comes to actors, they make millions, but you have got to be a A-list top star. You got to be a Will Smith kind of. Because we all know that Will Smith, if you compare him and his wife, yes, she's doing her thing. Jada has always done her thing. But Will is that mega million-dollar actor. Denzel is that mega million-dollar actor. So when you have actors who have maybe even considered A-list, but they just haven't done the big time movies, had the big time roles, sometimes trying to help everybody when you get a little money, or sometimes poor investments, sometimes their money starts to dwindle. And even in their bank account right now may look like enough for me to say, oh, ooh, that's a good sum of money. It may not be to them, because usually the more money, the more expenses, the more you've gotten accustomed to living a certain way. And so I know that she was saying something about money issues. Like I said, her bank account may be looking nice to me, but it may be looking skimpy to her. And I just really, really, truly hope that, you know what? I don't know what to hope, because I wouldn't want that to have happened, but I don't want her to have lied either. Because if she's lied and she's having issues, guess what's going to take precedence in the media? The lie. The lie. They're not going to think about her problems. She says, oh, wow, I need to look this up. I do too, sis. I do too. How have I missed this news about Tisha Campbell? That's what, Michelle, they say it's been all over the social media. I haven't seen it on mainstream news. I think Chatting said she saw it mentioned on Ricky Smiley, and someone else said that D.L. Hughley spoke about it. Yes, Will is just like top. So if you're not up there making that kind of money, if you're not that type of, or if you're a star that you hadn't had the roles in probably 10, 15, 20 years, the good roles, I can see them having, financial difficulties. Because it's like I tell people every day, never think a person's profession speaks to their bank account. I went to school. I had to pay them loans off. So no matter what my title is, You got to pay. People have bills, and typically, the more money that you make, or the more money you think a person should be making, the more money that's going out too. So, like I said, if you're not just that big mega star, you never know what some of these celebrities are going through. It's about relevance too. Some actors cannot take when they are no longer as relevant as an actor. Right. That's when you start to see those issues. Yes, and they're still spending like they're commanding that same audience, like they're commanding the same paychecks coming in. And some of them don't manage their money well. Hey, Lucinda, welcome to the live. Lucinda says, hey, chat. Hey to everybody in the chat. Frank says, it has been all over. So it has, oh, Frank said it has been all over social media. Frank, it's been all over social media, but I haven't seen it. And Tennessee Michelle says she hadn't seen it. Lucinda says, hey, Tennessee Michelle says, hey, Rollins Review. Hey, welcome to the live. This is my first time seeing you in my live. I'm glad to have you. Come on in. Come on in. Everybody, welcome Rollins Review to the live. Katie says, hey, Lucinda. Lucinda says, hey, Frank. Everybody speaking to Lucinda. Rollins Review says, hey, Lucinda. KD. Yes, y'all. So I don't know, y'all. I hope that she's not lying. But at the same time, if she is lying, I hope that they focus more on what caused her to lie instead of her lying. Oh, yep. They'll probably say she lied about. Oh, yeah, KD. I didn't think about that. They'll probably say she lied about that too. Magic Johnson he has invested in his state of Michigan. Magic has a whole strip mall in Detroit and 8 Mile and Woodard. When tell you Magic keeps his mall. See, yes, Constanella and Magic Johnson even invested in, I don't know if he still has them, but he invested in Burger Kings all through the South. So when people don't, like I said, when you compare like athletes and these big time millionaires, I can't really compare them to some of the B-list celebrities, because the B-list celebrities, or like Michelle said, the celebrities who haven't been relevant for a while, that money, that the bank accounts look a little different, even if they do invest. And, unless they really, really know what they're doing or whatever, and they, they do what they do their thing. But to us, her bank account may look pretty, but to her and to the bills she's accumulated and to the things she wants to do and the things her children needs, because like I said, she has 2 sons that have needs, her bank account may be small to her. And I knew she was having those issues. And if she's lied about this, I'm just hoping that the media, they won't rake her over the coals, just kind of figure out what this lie is stemming from. Because I had not heard that about Tisha. Lucinda says, hey, chatting. Hey, Spiky. Frank says it's been on YouTube. Oh, Rollins Review. We're talking about Tisha Campbell and her, I don't know, kidnapping or potential kidnapping. Is questionable. Some people say it's questionable. They don't know if she's telling the truth. Who is all over social media? Which actress? Costanell says, hey, Lucinda, it's Tisha Campbell. We're talking about Tisha Campbell, Lucinda. She said, I guess she reported that someone attempted to kidnap her for sex trafficking. And I guess she didn't report it. So when did it come out, guys? If she didn't report it. So when is she saying that it happened? I guess that's the question. When is she saying that it happened? And when did she finally tell the police? Because if the police did look at some video, at some, was it cameras or whatever in the area that it was supposed to happen in, if they looked and they don't see any proof of it, I'm trying to figure out how long did she wait to say something. Yes, Rollins Reviews. That's my look, because I'm looking like I hadn't seen this on the news. I hadn't seen it, and like I said, she's not like a Will Smith or a Janet Jackson but Beyonce, but she is Tisha Campbell. She is pretty well known. It's been all over other social media sites. Hadn't seen it. I hadn't seen. Let's see. About 2 days ago, she was on Instagram. Okay, so Constanetta, she was reporting it. She was saying that it happened. She was on Instagram saying it happened about 2 days ago. So within these past couple of days, they haven't been able to see anything to corroborate with her story. Oh yeah, that was not real. She is doing a movie on trafficking out in LA. She already said it was a misunderstanding because they put her on blast that she is making a sex trafficking movie. What sex trafficking movie? Castaneda, y'all hear anything about that? KD, did you hear anything about she's doing a movie regarding sex trafficking? And this been some type, all of this is a big mix up? I hope it is all a big misunderstanding because, like I said, she has had financial issues, and from what I saw, she was okay now. Look at Henny. Welcome to the live, bro. Wait a minute. When did this start? Hey, everybody. I was doing this. Welcome to the live, Henny. Henny says, hey, everybody. So I hope it is a misunderstanding then. I hope so. Henny says, hey, Henny. Because y'all, I did not want her to, who said it a few minutes ago? They were going to definitely compare her to Jussie, whatever his name is, Jussie. They were going to compare her to that. And if she is having financial issues, they were going to try to give her more issues with her finances. Lucinda says, hey, Henny. Me and Henry says it took 2 damn hours. We getting 18 inches. And we got about 9 so far. What? Really? Oh, wow. I love the snow, though. I love snow. Lucinda, Constantine says, exactly, Lucinda. Just came out today. Yes, she's doing a movie about sex trafficking. Okay. So maybe it's a big misunderstanding, y'all. I hope that's all that is. Well, they're really writing her about it. I know, KD, from what y'all were telling me, they don't seem to think it's a misunderstanding. They don't believe her. Hendrick says, hey, KD. Hey, Lucinda. Hey, Constanetta. Frank says, if you Google her name, that story will come up. Frank, Lucinda says it's been a big misunderstanding, and it's kind of related to a movie that she's doing about sex trafficking. So we hope that that's what that is, what that's about. Because I don't, people are going to give her grief about that. Henny says, hey, Frank. Yes, she said that it was it's possibly, I guess it's a misunderstanding. And that's what I hope it is, because I really hope that it didn't happen. And I hope that she didn't lie. And so the only other thing is for it to be a misunderstanding. I was in another live on Monday and it came out. She is doing a sex trafficking movie. Frank says, hey, Hendrix. KD says she was getting interviewed and was talking about it too. So KD, when in the interview, did she clarify that it was just a misunderstanding? Sonia says, hey, Lucinda. Well, hopefully they'll leave her alone then, because from what you guys saying, they're giving her the business. Sonia, Lucinda says, hey, Sonia. Comedian L. Hendricks says, hey, Sonia. Katie says, oh, maybe it was part of the movie. Look at the emoji. Look at Katie's emoji. Frank says she shouldn't have said nothing if it was a movie. I know, because I'm trying to figure out if she's on Insta. So apparently when she said something about it on Instagram, she presented it in the wrong way. In a way that made people tend to think that it happened. I'm glad it didn't. If it didn't, I'm glad it didn't. It made it look like that. Hopefully she'll learn a lesson, because, and so maybe, I guess that's why I wasn't reported to the police, y'all. So maybe she, I don't know what she did on Instagram, how she presented it on Instagram. Apparently it looked real, or someone believed that it happened. So with that being said, if it didn't happen, I don't think she'll catch it as bad as I was thinking earlier. I mean, not from the media and everything. So it's a lesson learned. Be careful what you say and how you say it. Be careful what you say and how you say it, and don't throw out. Sometimes people do that. They think, I guess, it gets a ride. They throw out stuff. They throw out little. How you say? They throw out things to make you question and make you wonder. But that's serious because that's basically an accusation. But if there is no Uber driver, there is no accusation, but it's still a lie. Sonia says, "Hey, Henny." Castaneda says, "Hello, Hendrix. I will contact you Friday. Thanks." Tennessee Michelle said, "Hey, Henny. Hey." Says, I had to cut up. Katie says, "Right." Tennessee Michelle says, "Hey, Sonia." Henny says, "Hey, boo." Henny says, "Okay, cool, Castaneda." Tennessee Sonia says, "Hey, Tennessee Michelle." Lucinda says, "Masika from Love and Hip Hop did this before, also on Instagram, and they kicked her out the movie." Oh, really? Tisha better hope they keep her in the movie. I know, because from what it seems like, she may have been misleading in what she said. Look at Tennessee Michelle says that's what you read. I noticed you were gone for a few minutes. Tennessee Michelle says, "I just looked it up. The world ain't buying it." Tisha Campbell, girl, stop. They already be trying to, how they try to do? Stop it, girl. Stop. Thanks, Lucinda. Welcome to the VT's live. Yes, everybody. Thumbs up the live. Share it out if you can. Thanks for your support. And thank y'all for coming to the live. I appreciate you. I had to check my microphone out because, like I said earlier, I was going into Mackie's live and getting on the panel, but my microphone, it was saying to close all your apps, and all my apps were closed. And I was on Wi-Fi. I switched it to 5G, and it did the same thing. So I just decided to go live through StreamYard myself. So now I still don't know. I don't know if it was my phone, if it was YouTube, if it was StreamYard. I don't know what it was, but it was telling me to close all my apps, and I closed them, and it will open up my mic for a few seconds, and it will close my mic right back. So it's been fine so far. So I don't know. Hopefully that was just a fluke. I don't know. I was having technical difficulties. But that was a great live, though. Again, anybody who missed Family Mackie's live from this morning, afternoonish, go back and watch Family Mackie's live. It was a really good live. The panel was great. And if you missed it, he said something about tomorrow. So watch the one from today, catch up, and then watch the one when he comes live tomorrow. Because it was good. Yeah. So hopefully she won't get kicked out of the movie, because I think, I think I think maybe she's thinking back and saying, you know what, I shouldn't have did that. And y'all, it doesn't matter how old we get, we still do stupid things. You know how they say you grow older, you learn better, you learn better, you do better. That's true. But sometimes we still do stupid things as adults. From the time you're born into this world to the time we leave, we're going to do something. No matter what your age is, you just shouldn't be doing the same amount of stupid things you did at 20. You shouldn't be doing them at 40 and 50. Oh, thanks, Rollins Review. I'm glad you came. I can't wait for your next interview. I love your interviews. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Oh, Chef Finest Wine was here earlier. I don't know if he's working, but he was here earlier. I appreciate you. I appreciate y'all coming through. Yes, Michelle, for sure we do. Yeah, we can't. That's why I said, I was like, what do I say about this? Because I hope she didn't do it. And that's why I said, if she did, maybe, because I know she had some financial issues in the past, and hopefully they'll look at that as opposed to, just raking over the coals about it. And if she said an Uber driver, but didn't name one, didn't pick out one, she said, because with the other situation, there were two other young men involved. And so there was just a whole bunch of lies raveled all in a big ball of rubber bands trying to undo that. Henny says, hey, Rollins Reviews. Rollins Review says, hey, Henny. Constanella says, exactly, VT, right. In the words of Lucinda, Tisha, don't be that person. Oh, thanks, Rollins Reviews. Oh, yes, Rollins Reviews. Thank you. Thank you for coming by. I really do appreciate it. Glad that you came by. And please come again. Yeah, don't be that person because they already waiting. Oh, and then, y'all, this Black History Month. Come on, Tisha. Don't throw it out there. Don't make the people wonder. Lucinda says, yes, I love Rollins Reviews channel. She is so informative. She does thorough research on her topics. I know. I love all her videos. They are great. They are great. And then they have the great guests. She gets great celebrity guests. Oh, you're welcome, Rollins Reviews. She really gets great guests. Yes, nobody be that person. What is this? I turned that off, Jink. Yeah, she gets great. I can't wait till she does another celebrity interview. She and Finest Wine, they really do great with those interviews. Katie says I have to check her out. Yes, yes. Somebody drop Rollins Reviews link, please. Drop hers now because she anybody else's link, please wait till toward the end of the live. But drop oh, thanks, thanks. I appreciate that. Yeah, she has wonderful guests. Somebody drop her drop Rollins link, please. And right before I get off, we're gonna just have a link party. Drop everybody's link. I appreciate that, Rollins Reviews. I'll be glad to have you. We'll all be glad to have you. At Rollins Reviews, I'm still catching up on your video. Okay, I think I read that one. It's from Lucinda. Very professional, very informative. You learn a lot of things that you didn't know, a lot of things that you most likely have thought about and wondered. And then she has, like I said, the guests are like those good guests. Rollins Reviews. Thanks, Lucinda. Yep, she has great guests. Welcome to VT's Live. Please thumbs up the video. Thank you for your support. Thanks for coming through. Thanks, Lucinda. Thanks for coming through, everybody. Thanks for contributing. Please contribute to the chat. If you're coming through, it's not many on. I see it's not many on here, but if you come through, leave a comment. Be polite. Be nice. We good vibing over here. Positivity, no negativity. Discussions. We're trying to be informative. We're trying to educate. We're trying to laugh and have fun. Trying to learn things, y'all. We're never too old to learn. That was one of the that was one of the biggest points in Mackie's live today. We're never too old to learn. You know what, y'all? Feel like we're never too old to learn, and we're never too young or old to teach. Camille Hendricks says, Lucinda, I got so much catching up to do. It's crazy. I have everyone's stuff in the watch later tab. Laugh out loud. I'm going to binge watch later on or tomorrow. Roland says, I want to educate my people. Yes, you do a great job of that. Lucinda says, Tennessee Michelle, exactly. And when she said, I definitely was not buying it. Chef Finest Wine is back. He's still here. Hey, we glad you're here. We glad you're here. Roland's Reviews came through. We were just telling her how we enjoy the interviews that you guys do. Informative. Y'all give us information about people that we didn't know, that we would like to have known. Things we may have always wondered about. You guys are working on your next interview? Okay, great. That's great. I can't wait to see it. I know it's going to be a good one. Because like I said, y'all get some of the people that You know, some people wonder where they are, and y'all get them. Chef Fine Swine speaking to his partner, Roland's reviews. Oh, you're welcome, Fine. Y'all do. Y'all get the y'all get the great guests. Y'all get guests. Y'all get those. Sometimes y'all get those where are they now type people. And I'm like, to me, that's great. Like, I feel like those people are hard to get. Roland says, hey, partner. Lucinda says, comedian El Hendricks, I understand. I have been promoted to a bigger position in my office, so I've been super busy. I'm trying to catch up. I'm tired. Really, Lucinda? Congratulations. Comedian El Hendricks speaking to Fine. Chef Fine's Wine. Lucinda speaking to Chef Fine's Wine. Chef Fine's Wine says, hey, KD, comedian El Hendricks and Lucinda. Yeah, y'all, we've been having good conversation. We talked a little bit about Black History Month, you know, mostly about Mackie's panel today, which was in his topic. It was, what do we do moving forward? Yes, Rollins, I can't wait. Y'all get those people that I wonder, because you know, it's like you remember them, but when y'all put them up and y'all say you're interviewing this person, I'm like, where have they been? I was like, there had to be a hard interview to get. Fine Swan says, congratulations. Lucinda KD says, congratulations. Spiky, what you laughing about? Hey, I put Roland's reviews video in my watch later. Good, Frank. You'll enjoy. Frank, I know you're going to enjoy those interviews. The last few interviews that she and Chef Finest Wine did, they were great. Roland's reviews, we want to show them love and adulation. Yes. Because I think sometimes that doesn't happen enough to certain stars, certain people. I say they're stars because we grew up on some of them, and some of them, if we didn't grow up on them, they're like reruns. And they need to be shown appreciation for the work that they did. Roland's review says, thanks, Frank. Spiky said, not for real. What you talking about, Spiky? Exactly, Roland's reviews. Frank says, you're welcome. Spiky, where you been? You're not at work yet? Y'all, look, y'all gonna help me help me with Spiky, because Spiky's something else. I'm telling you, Spiky is a handful. She having a birthday on the 18th and telling us she's gonna be MIA. You can't have no party for Spiky because she's gonna be MIA. Everybody, Frank's birthday is February 26th. Lucinda says, thanks, VT. Yes, they're working me. They're working me. To whom much is given, much is required. Yep. More money means more work. Yep. But hey, God promoted me, so I'm thankful. Yes, he did. We have to be thankful, Lucinda. We have to be, because he did it. Lucinda says, thanks, Chef Finest Wine. Yep. So Frank, are we having a party, Frank? Are you having a birthday party, Frank? Lucinda says, thank you, KD. Comedian Henry says, we say stuff every day from those old shows. I know. Yep. That's absolutely right. Yep, we do. And you know what? Much of what those shows are about, I mean, it's just life. We go through those same scenarios today. Roland's review says, please check out a new series that I am doing on African Americans that experienced the segregated South. Okay. When does that start? When is it starting on Roland's reviews? Frank G says, I don't know yet. We will see. Okay, Frank. Okay. Thanks, Lucinda. Yes, welcome to the live. Please thumbs up the live. Thank you for your for supporting the channel. Please share out if you can. I appreciate it. I appreciate everybody that takes the time out of their day to stop through on the live. We come over here to get a little break, to get some positive vibes. I gotta start doing more videos, but I just like the lives, y'all, because I like interaction. I like talking to people. We had somebody in here yesterday from Scotland, and for a minute I thought it was a troll. But I mean, he had decent conversation. Who was in that live yesterday? He had decent conversation. I think Miss Vicky was in that live. Sugar Cube. Somebody else was in there. I can't remember. Spiky was in the live. Since we definitely do. Sounds good. Rollers reviews. Lucinda's get it, sis. Yes, yes. When you get hard work, get a promotion, it begets hard work, but that means you deserve it. Thanks, Chef Finest Wine. Lucinda says, thanks, Rollins Reviews. Rollins Reviews says, we need to give them their flowers while they are still here. Definitely. And I'm sure and I know they appreciate it, but they just don't know how much we appreciate them. Like, we need to let them know how much we appreciate them. Oh, you've started the series. Okay. So the links that Chef Finest Wine dropped, those are the links with the series. How many, what am I trying to say? How many videos will there be? Or how many videos will there be to their series? Because I'm going to go and try to watch all the ones that I haven't watched, because I haven't seen it, any of them. Roland's Reviews, exactly. They earned their flowers because we have definitely been entertained. They definitely entertained us, our parents, grandparents. Love those shows. I was looking at something on YouTube. That was sharing some information about some of the characters of what's happening. And for you to actually get the star, that was amazing. The name of the series is Our Voices from the Jim Crow South. Okay. Henny says he'll be right back. Okay, bro. Lucinda says, I dropped Roland Reviews link up top, and Finest Wine just dropped them again. Please subscribe to Roland's Reviews channel and enjoy the videos. Of course. Okay, Roland's Reviews. Yes, please check and let me know. Make sure y'all get the links, because, well, I guess if when you replay it, because I put them on the screen, so they'll be up there if someone watches later. Chef Finest Wine, what did you cook today? Ooh, Lucinda, don't. Ooh, yes, please do. Tell us what you cook, Chef Finest Wine. I know I'm going to get hungry. I'm going to get hungry. I have several videos on unsung African American scientists and inventors. Okay. I definitely want to watch those. Look at Lucinda says, if Chef Finest Wine, are you trying to get hungry, Lucinda? You're just going to make yourself hungry. Chef Finest Wine, what did you cook today? Let us know. I'm hungry already, looking for lunch. Yeah, maybe he can give you an idea. Is he working? He's probably working. Chef Antoine says, Lucinda Baxter, just some soup. Everything in the kitchen cabinet, refrigerator, and bottom cabinet, soup. That sounds good, though. Soup sounds great. Is it cold there, Lucinda? Because everybody else is kind of getting snow, a little rain. It's cold. Texas is about to get, I think Texas is about to get a snowstorm, because they were talking about the storm that hit last year when their grid situation. So we're getting wintry weather all over. Soup sounds good when it's cold. It's cold outside. Nothing like a good bowl of soup. Soup, chili, taco soup. Who likes taco soup? Because I love taco soup. You're snowed in? Chef Finest Wine, that's what I have, soup. But I want something else like Flautas from Chevy's. Is that Flautas? What is that, Lucinda? We don't have a Chevy's. I haven't seen the Chevy's. Finest Wine says he's snowed in. What you doing? I know you're listening to some good music. sipping on that soup every now and again. It's 75 degrees where where I'm at. Really, KD? Lucinda says it's definitely cold, but the sun is out. But it's colder than a polar bear's butt. Roland's review says I only have one person that I interviewed for the series, but I have another interview this week. That's great. That's great. Though I know those are going to be some interesting interviews. Those are going to be some very interesting interviews. Me, the finest wine. I never heard of that either. That's why I asked her, what is that? Roland's review says we will have snow on Sunday. Okay. Are you in Chicago too? Wait a minute. So where are you, Roland's review? I thought she was in Chicago. Katie says, yep. Roland's laughing at Lucinda. Nope. Just editing me and my partner's videos and just finished a content creator's intro. Okay. Okay. Katie says, I have to go to the snow. I have to go to the snow in March. Oh, you have to go to the snow. Okay. Frank says it's 44 today. It's 44 degrees where he is. Spiky says, I want to interview my sisters. You want to interview your sisters? Do it, Spiky. Do it on YouTube. Frank says it's 44 degrees. Roland's review says, I live in Spring Lake, North Carolina. Okay. Wow, really? You and Chef Finest Wine do great together. He's in Chicago, you're in North Carolina. You guys do great together with those interviews. They're sad. Well, I know they are. Old Jim Crow South. I know. Flauntus, aka taquitos. Taquitos are rolled up corn shells with chicken inside and cheese. They are good. Okay. Spring Lake, North Carolina. Spikey, you're not in space, girl. Hey, y'all, I need y'all to get on the Spikey. She's talking about she's going to be MIA for her birthday. Every time she cuts up, I'm going to tell y'all about it so you can get on to her. Doesn't snow in South Florida. Okay, so Katie, you in South Florida. Yeah. I remember, girl, when if it gets like 50 degrees, they complain down there, don't they? Like in South Florida. How far south are you? Are you like Miami? Taquitos. Who has that cheese and chicken? Cheese and chicken rolled inside. Oh yeah, I know down there they probably do they get upset when it gets cold, KD? Roland's review says our ancestors endured so much mistreatment. They really did. They did. And that's why I was saying on Mackie's panel today, we cannot forget. We cannot forget it. When you forget history, you're bound to repeat it. And it's like some of these people act like, and I know some of them are old enough to know. Some of them are acting like they don't or they're not, but they are old enough to know. And they should be teaching and teaching because honestly, guys, like I said in Macca's Live, these states, a lot of these red states especially, are creating legislation to basically remove Black history. They don't want you saying words like race, gay, and they don't want you saying anything that makes them feel uncomfortable. Well, guess what? They're the majority still. Everything was about comfort for them in the first place. Katie, you're in Fort Lauderdale. Okay. Take time out on your birthday, Spikey. Enjoy your born day. It makes you want to holler. It does, Rollins Reviews. It does. Not really because we need it. Yep, sis. Yep. If you don't remember and you don't acknowledge it, it's bound to repeat it. And this is a clear example of it being repeated by them trying to take it away. They're trying to take it away because it makes them feel comfortable doing so. And what's that doing for us, though? Making us feel uncomfortable again. They're trying to erase Black history. Definitely. Definitely. That's what they're trying to do. And too many of us don't even know. If you went yesterday, she had no idea what I was talking about when I said I always knew that when they started that mess about critical race theory, that critical race theory has been around since the early 70s. It's just gotten on this big kick. And I won't even say kick. People have just been talking about it more and more. So when it started to be talked about more and more, guess who it made uncomfortable? So now they're trying to get rid of everything. And so we were talking about Black History Month. Hell, they're trying to take Black History Month. They're trying to make it so you can't say anything that makes the majority uncomfortable. That makes us uncomfortable. So how can we teach American history if we can't teach our history? I couldn't imagine enduring what our ancestors went through. I know, KD. But they have no problem making us uncomfortable. Right, Lucinda? Right. Frank says that's sad. Thanks, Lucinda. Yes, welcome to the live. Support the live. If you can share it out, please share it out. If you can't, oh well, I'm glad you're here. You know about it. We know about it. We're having a great discussion. That is why I'm trying to educate my people. Yes, you're doing a great job, Rollins Reviews. You're doing a great job. KD says, right. Michelle says, yes, it's just trying to push it out of view so we can forget. Right. And then, like I said, that's when they'll be knocking on our doors talking about you're supposed to be at the out there in that cotton field at 4:30 because too many of us are forgetting. And we're gonna let them to allow it to repeat. Yes, ma'am, Roland. Roland's review says, KD, I would have been strung up. You know what? When I would talk to like I had said earlier, my great-great-grandmother lived till I was 15. So her parents were slaves, freed slaves. And the stories, see, that's where stories, that would have my great stories get passed down. And she would always say, y'all say y'all couldn't have put up with it, but you would have. She said sometimes you would get these runaways that would, and they would do, they would murder them. But for the most part, if you were allowed at some point to have some type of family, because slaves, guys, you know what? A lot of this stuff is just epigenetics. It's not like hereditary. What is it? It's the other. It's epic something. I studied it all the time. It's more or less your environment, but it's almost hereditary and due to your environment. So it's like when you think about these people who have families, think about men, and I'm not picking on men, but say you have men that have families over here, and then they go and have families over there, and then they have a whole family over there. Guess what it started? During slavery time, they had no choice. You have this family, you have a man with his family. He has to endure master coming down, taking and having his wife whenever he pleased and chose. Well, he had to endure also master making deals with other masters here or there, or from Alabama, they come down from Virginia to Alabama, go from Alabama to Virginia. They put them up on the block and say, this is the one I want. Well, you're taking him away from his family. Then you're moving him to Virginia. And he's creating another family. Sometimes that stuff is just in you. Not just health-wise, just the way of living. A way of living has been passed down through generations as well. And so you get to Virginia, he creates a family. He's still a young man, and they send him back to Louisiana. He gets with a woman there. There's a family. And the same thing with the women. When he was taken away from the woman in Alabama, she probably created another family with another slave. When he was taken away in Virginia, she probably created you know what I'm saying? So don't tell us about being, how do I say this? You are supposed to be family oriented, but don't tell us that we're not because we're just bums, because we're just lackluster. Some of this stuff is a result of what happened in the past. So sometimes you get people now, they create families here and they create families there and they create families there. All of this stuff resorts back to what happened since the beginning of time. It all goes back through history. Spiky says, my grandpa had a long talk with me about that. Skills on critical race theory. Okay, I'm going to check those out. Lucinda says, Tennessee Michelle, exactly. I'm glad I have old history books because they tried to get rid of all of our history. Right. Let me see what Michelle has said. Yes, it's trying to push it out of view so we can forget. Yeah. Yep. Roland says, thanks. Katie says, I know, Roland. Thanks, Lucinda. Yes, welcome to the live. Thumbs up the live, guys. If you can, share it out. If not, I appreciate you being here. Either way. Tennessee Michelle says, at Lucinda Baxter, right, we got to cherish them books and literature. Yes, we do. And if your families have stories, now I see why people wrote. I see why they were afraid for us to write. They didn't want us to write. Yes, 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 Roland's Review. That's it. And then there's another one too, is EPIG something. But all of that stuff, just property. So, you're moving these men around, and they're at an age where, a man can make kids to what, like in his 80s? I mean, men can make children at least until they're 70 and through their 70s. And so you're moving slave men around that have been slaves, just from birth. 18, he's making a family. 25, he's making a family. 28, 30, he's making a family. And it is what it was. The Jewish people not forgetting the Holocaust. Every year they be on network TV and social media. No one's telling Jewish people forget their family history. Exactly. Nobody. You may have one or two idiots that may say that, and I'm all for them. Preserve your history, pass it down too. But we need to do the same, and we should be allowed to without being made to feel that it's wrong. Never thought about it that way. Yeah. Yeah. I sometimes think, sometimes everything's not hereditary. When you say hereditary, there's a physical aspect, but then also there's a cultural thing about it. And it's not even so much cultural and we started it. It was because the way we were treated. It was just what happened to us. We dealt with the circumstances the way we were. Tell me a one black man that's taken away from his wife, who thinks he'll never see her and his family again, his 2 or 3 children again. He moves 800 miles to Virginia by force. He's going to create another family. Their wife that he left behind, she's going to look for support in another man, unless master shoes them all off. You know what I'm saying? So think about the things that men do today. And think about some of the young ladies today who just can't stay settled. Tennessee Michelle says, one of my managers was just telling a story of how he did an ancestry search on his own and found the estate will in some online records that listed his great-great-grandparents as property. Yeah, we were their property. Well, we were their property. Then we were 3/5 a person. And they fought for that not to change. They fought hard for that not to change. They were on the list along with furniture, jewelry, and some. Spiky says, right. Yep. I seen Whoopi Goldberg when she was suspended. Yeah. You see how Whoopi, suspended for 2 weeks for speaking the truth. She may have been aggressive in her speaking, but it was the truth. See, as it was told to her in school. That's the thing about it. I said, has she had more tact in the way she delivered it? I wonder if she would have been suspended. Has she delivered it for us to understand it the same way, but just delivered it a different way and delivered it with more tact? Because with us, we have to have tact. In everything we do, we have to have tact. Our delivery has to be tactful. Our delivery has to be respectful. But we just had a commander in chief recently who delivered stuff however the hell he wanted. And it was like, oh, that's just him. That's just him. He just made a racist statement last week. But that's just him. That's just him. But we have to be tactful. We have to the delivery has to be right. And we have to be sensitive, though no sensitivity is shown to us. But we have to be all those things. And then they wonder why we just simply ask for fairness. If I have to be tactful, I have to be respectful, I have to be limited in what I say, then people who don't look like me should have those same limitations. Tennessee Michelle says, right, Lucinda, the View talk about everything, right, offensive or not. It's only an issue with who said it. Lucinda Baxter says, same thing happened with Nick Cannon, and he only agreed with a guest he had on his show. Exactly, Tennessee Michelle. You know, and there's a lot of people, they're not gonna, if you don't like the lives, keep going by. You don't have to stop. You don't have to like the live. I mean, truth is truth. A thing is a thing, always will be a thing. It is what it is, will always be what it is. It's just that when it encroaches on somebody's thoughts or makes somebody feel uncomfortable, then it's an insult. And it's not an insult. Things that make you uncomfortable are not insults. I can talk about things right now with my family. They can tell me things that I have done right now. And you know what? I may not want to talk about them. They may be uncomfortable, but guess what? If they're true, who am I to deny them that conversation? Who am I to deny them that conversation? If my daughter tells me something that I did, whether she told me then or whether she's just not telling me today for the first time. What if she told me that I did something that made her feel a certain way in middle school? I may be taken aback and I may say, well, I thought we talked about this already. If we haven't talked about it already, I might say, well, why didn't you tell me then? But either way, if we've talked about it already 1,000 times, don't tell me, they make us feel like they're tired of our story. If we've talked about it 1,000 times, if I was in the wrong, whether I perceive myself to be in the wrong or not, I'm supposed to listen to what she says. I have to listen to what she says. And if I don't listen, I have to be okay with her wanting to say it. I have to be okay with letting her say it. Because I did something, just because it makes me feel uncomfortable to revisit it, I have to let her say. Now, sometimes people can just, go beat things, but that's not what we're doing here. That's not what we as African Americans are doing. All we ever ask for, sometimes it has to be something. If it's one thing that's simple and it's respect, that's basically at the end of the day, everything that we ask for can be balled up into respect, acknowledgement. Then, I mean, you can't fault us for asking for it. Like I was just saying, if my daughter said, you did this and I know that I did it, then I can only respect her and let her vent about it. Let me know about it. And I can do what I can do about it. If there's nothing else that I can do about it, guess what? When people say there's nothing else I can do, when there's nothing else you can do, when a person has a gripe, you can listen, period. You can still listen. It may bother you, but 9 times out of 10, it usually bothers you when you were in the wrong. If it was something my grandparents did, I can't change that. I can say, I'm sorry they did it. If they were here, they probably, I'm not sorry. But if I see that it affects this person, even if it's just mentally, emotionally, all I can do is say, I won't, like you said, it's tact. Is maybe it's the way Whoopi said it. So I can't say, well, hell, that was my grandparents. What I got to do with that? I don't care about that. You know what I'm saying? I can't do that. I just have to say, well, you know what? I hate that it happened. I can't change that it happened. Had it been me, I wouldn't have done it. I don't believe I would have done it. And you move on. But see, some people, they don't want to hear of the wrongs they did because it makes them feel uncomfortable. When things make you feel uncomfortable, yeah, like I said, you don't have to let somebody just beat you over the head with something. But at the same time, if it's not asking too much, and if it's not, what do you have to lose? What do you have to lose? Karen has her own set of rules. Exactly. Ridiculous. Their behavior is always a tyrant, right, and allowed an excuse. Exactly. I always tell my children, it's always what you say and how you say it. Right. Because sometimes how you say it will get your message lost. If you don't say it the right way, your message will get lost. And some of them don't want to hear your message anyway. Because even the people who suspended Whoopi understand what she said. Maybe some of them felt uncomfortable with it. But see, that's the whole thing. Enough of them felt uncomfortable with it. Of course, some of the viewing audience felt uncomfortable with it, but enough of them that work with her felt uncomfortable with it. But had it been reversed, had it been something said about slavery by one of the other hosts, I can honestly say I don't think they would have been suspended for 2 weeks. And if they had, then it would have been completely over the top. Whatever was said would have been really, really over the top. And so, Sharon Osbourne, she's probably sitting at home looking right now, just shaking her head like, because y'all all remember what really led up to her leaving the show anyway. But she was wrong. She was wrong. And I will say that the way Whoopi said what she said was wrong. But what she said, many of us don't think that that was wrong. Many of us don't feel that that was wrong. California has Karen law. If Karen's call the police and it's an unwarranted call, they go to jail and they are also fined. Yep, I saw that. I was like, okay. But see, how many other states has passed that law? And they're always calling California this liberal, liberal, liberal. I mean, that's just liberal or not. That's just common sense. That's just common sense. That's just combating the craziness of what's going on. Please, Barbara Walters and Sharon Osbourne said Wayward. They did, but I'm still, but they don't see it that way when it's them. I bet you Sharon Osbourne right now is sitting there licking her lips like, hey, Whoopi, like, so, now you get whatever, whatever. But she was wrong. Sharon Osbourne was wrong. She was insensitive with Cheryl. And what was that show? The Talk? Is that their show, The Talk? She was wrong. She was insensitive, and she was combative about it. See, they don't like being called on this when they make people feel uncomfortable. See, when it makes others feel uncomfortable, they're okay with it. But when it makes them feel uncomfortable, they don't like getting called. They even get aggressive. Rollins Review says they call the rioters animals, right? But who taught Black people how to riot? So it's okay. Come on now. Hey, KT. KT says, hey, chat, checking back in. Hey, that's right. You're at work. Girl, so what? It's almost been an hour, KT. So, girl, watch YouTube. It'll go fast. Rollins Review says, hey, KT. I just and my thing is, you're the majority. So when things make you feel uncomfortable, action has to be taken. But when things make us feel uncomfortable, it's like, what's the big deal? KT says, hey, Rollins Review. Lucinda says, hey, KT. My thing is just be fair across the board. And you cannot be fair when the people who are determining what fair is looks nothing like you. Well, they can't be fair. You can't look like Karen and tell me that you're being fair and I should accept it. Whatever it may be. So you just can't tell people, how to feel. Tennessee Michelle says, hey, KT, hey, lady. Rollins Review says, neither party adequately served the Black community. Please listen to Malcolm X's speech. Oh, no, neither party adequately. No, neither one. It's like you have to, neither one does. But at the end of the day, if we exercise the right that our ancestors, and not even some of our ancestors, some of our grandparents fought for, you have to make a decision. You just have to exercise your right, because if you don't, they'll take it. Just like everything they're trying to take right now. They don't want you to say race. They don't want you to say racist. They don't want Black history being taught. They're about 12, 13, 14 states right now with the legislation being passed so that we can't say race, so that we can't make the majority feel guilty. We're not making them feel guilty. They're teaching history. KT says, hey, Lucinda. KT says, hey, Tennessee Michelle. Yeah, Rosemary, we're not making them feel guilty. We're teaching history. They're making themselves feel guilty. If you feel guilty about history, then guess what? You feel guilty about what your people did. Or is it that you don't care? Tennessee Michelle says Whoopi said it because it doesn't look the same. I had two white males to get into it because one made a comment about a swastika, not knowing the other guy was Jewish. Ooh. People look at skin. Look at skin color first. Rollins review says we are just pawns in the game. Yep. You are right, VT. Thanks, Rollins review. Lucinda says, well, their ancestors should not have been slave owners. There's that. Y'all, I was looking at something and this guy has a little rebel flag and he was protesting. He was mad because a monument was coming down. And so a black guy was like, why are you so mad? This is my family. My family fought under this flag to right to own this land. And so the black guy said, who worked this land? Y'all, the look on his face, the batting of the eyes, the opening of the mouth with nothing coming out. It was hilarious. Roland's review says, right, Lucinda. That's why Whoopi said it. It wasn't the correct explanation, but she wasn't intended to mean. Yeah, she wasn't at all. That wasn't her intent. And because she said it the wrong way, she's gotten 2 weeks suspension. But we can have a commander in chief who's supposed to be the most powerful person in the world say whatever the hell he wants to say. He couldn't get suspended. Nobody made him put a muzzle. Nobody muzzled him. Thanks, sis. Thanks, Tennessee Michelle. Welcome to the live, everybody. Please hit the thumbs up. Thanks for supporting the channel. The Cash App is $VT5. Thanks, Michelle. Thank you, sis. Spiker said they made the sign into hate when it meant to peace. Spiker, there are a lot of things. That's another issue. There are a lot of things that weren't meant to mean what people making them mean. They started out with something different and positive, and the wrong people get a hold of it, and it becomes ugly. It becomes ugly. It becomes divisive. And then we have a problem of what do you do for those who are offended? But my issue is too many people don't care. They only care about who's offended when it's the majority. We just gonna basically say it's on when it's the majority. They don't care. And for some reason, we're always the ones who they want to offend the most. We're always the ones who they want to offend the most. They don't want to be made to feel guilty. Don't talk to us about that. You know what I'm saying? Talk to your ancestors about that. You can't talk to them about it. So it is what it is. Just like for us, a lot of things, it is what it is. But don't tell me you're tired of hearing about it. That's just like the example I gave my daughter. If I did something to her that made her feel a certain type of way, that affected her in a certain type of way, I may have repented for it, asked God for forgiveness for it, asked her for forgiveness for it, but it affected her. There was another party. So I've got to hear it every time she says it. If I feel like maybe she's not saying, well, you remember when you did this, if she's just acting out a certain way because of it, or if her personality is a certain way because of something I did, I have to be able to accept that, no matter how guilty it makes me feel. Lucinda Baxter says the swastika symbol was used as a symbol of divinity and spirituality in Indian religions, including Hinduism, Buddhism, and Jainism. Just like blacks were the first Republicans, and they took that from us. Yep. I'm proud from Detroit, Michigan. It has never been a KKK march in Detroit. Please believe they know better. Facts. Constanetta, they tripped me out in Michigan. I don't know where the state capitol is, but when they stormed that state capitol, I was done. I was like, so just don't think racism is just in the South. I have a lot of family in Detroit. They don't talk much about it. They talk about the encounters that they have, like kind of on a day-to-day basis. Sometimes it doesn't happen every day. But when they stormed that capitol in Michigan, I was like, don't tell me it's just the South anymore. And with some of my family, because my family who's from the South, they knew and live in Michigan, they knew They was like, oh no, it's not just the South. Sometimes they just these people here can't see it, but we know racism. My family's from Alabama and Georgia, and they like we know racism. So when they stormed that Capitol, that Michigan Capitol, then my cousins were like, damn, damn. Like it's like they couldn't believe it. Like, damn, you was right. I'm like, racism is everywhere. It is. That was some shit that I would have expected to see in Alabama, Georgia, maybe Louisiana, Florida. They stormed the Capitol. And I was like, okay. I'm telling you, it's everywhere. And it's just becoming more people are just becoming more comfortable again. I can remember a time where you would look at Karens and they like, hey, hi. Now they looking like, I got my gun, because that's just what they do. That's they feel like, to me, I think they're intimidated. They're afraid. They're afraid of losing power, and they know there's a people we're powerful. That's why they fight so hard to continue to have that right to bear their arms. Yes, that's why I said in Michigan. But my point is that Michigan is a northern state. So whether it's Detroit or not, when it happens in the South, it really doesn't matter which city. If they storm your capital, that has a lot to say. And I've heard, my uncle tells me, he said, this stuff that happens up here in Michigan in these backwoods that is just like the South. I'm like, I know it is, because all of my family says that. The only ones who were surprised were the younger ones when they saw what happened when they stormed their capital. So that's just like when you say down south, it could be Birmingham, it could be Montgomery, it could be Mobile, but it's still Alabama. It still leaves a stain on your state. The U.S. Capitol was in Washington, D.C. It still leaves a stain on your state. When things happen in Birmingham, when the bombing happened in Birmingham, it left a bad name for Alabama in the whole country. When they tore up the old Miss University when Obama was reelected, that left a bad name for Mississippi. Not just there, not just it left a bad name for the state. When the young man was killed in Louisiana, can't remember which city specifically, it left a bad name for Louisiana. So that's why I say you can't just, the only thing about the North being from Boston that I know, Boston is one of the most racist places. It's just that it's not displayed as well. But I've seen people, my interracial friends, white guy, black lady, married. They say they saw more racism when they came to Boston than they did down in Georgia. And it's just that in the South, they don't try to hide it. Sometimes up north, people would hide it better. And now with this man that served before this one that we have now, he made it cool again. He made it cool for them to do whatever they want to do. Don't have and not have a problem with it. But see, you got some of them now, right now, up there going to court, pleading guilty to get a lesser sentence. But you had your chest puffed up when you were at the Capitol, though. You killed a policeman. You caused a few to lose. You caused one to lose an eye. You caused one to lose fingers. Some to, I think a couple to lose fingers. So it's not just the South. They came from the South. They came from the Midwest. I saw over in California where they had hemmed a young black lady up because she was at a protest. She got in the wrong side of it some kind of way, and she got hemmed up. And it took a Caucasian male who was protesting with them to get her out of there safely. Some people may have seen that. So it's like it's everywhere. And it's serious situations that happen everywhere. Thanks, Lucinda. Yes, welcome to the live, y'all. Thumbs up the live. Support the channel. If you can, just come by and speak. Supporting the channel is contributing to the conversation. We try to have good conversation over here, positive, uplifting, or conversation like today. And we need to talk about the things that have happened, the things that are happening, because we don't need to forget them. We don't need to forget them, because when we forget them, not only are they bound to repeat or doomed to repeat themselves, the things that happen doomed to repeat themselves. But our people lose fight. Our people lose fight. We don't pay attention. And we end up again arguing with each other. And that was one of the things Family Mac was talking about. Why do we always end up arguing with each other? But everybody else, other people, they can be mad at each other. But when it comes down to race issues, they ain't disbanded. They sticking together. Period. They're sticking together. See, look at this NFL situation. This racism stuff going on still in the NFL. Nobody wanted to stick by Cap long enough to make it make a difference. The racism in the NFL, people like, oh, it can't be racism in the NFL. All these black players, come on, give me a break. Come on, please. Now they're talking about the hiring practices in the NFL. It's just everywhere. It's ridiculous. Y'all, we always have a good conversation, y'all. And that is, we always end up staying. Hey, listen, y'all remember that live we were on for 6 hours? that joke was hilarious. I was like, I always wonder how people could do lives for 5 and 6 hours. But if you're having a good conversation and then different people come through and leave, then you have a good live. And it turns out to be a long live, but that's good. That's okay, especially if you're you're communicating and you're talking about things, you put things on the table. Sometimes you're opening people's eyes to things. Your eyes are being open to new things. Constantine says Detroit had the first black mayor, Coleman A. Young. Back in the day, he dared KKK to come to Detroit. They didn't show Detroit we is different. Lansing is not Detroit. I'm not saying that Lansing is Detroit at all, Constanetta. But what I'm saying is, when I'm in Alabama, or I hear something about Alabama, the little girls were blown up in their church in Birmingham. I'm not making a difference, but I'm not going to sit there and try to figure out, oh, was that in Birmingham? I mean, I'll know that it's in Birmingham. When MLK wrote his letter from the Birmingham jail, okay, a lot of people know that. But nobody really is making a big difference of if it's in Birmingham, was it in northern Alabama, or was it in southern Alabama? Like in Florida, was it in Tampa, middle Florida, or did that happen down in Petersburg, or did that happen down in Miami? When things happen in your state, it puts a bad mark on your state. I know, being from in the South and having family up north, people look at Detroit, whether it's Lansing, Detroit, Michigan. I mean, they look at Michigan, whether it's Detroit, Michigan, Lansing, Michigan, they look at Michigan and say, that happens. It happens there too. Those things happen. They're not trying to differentiate. The only thing that made it a difference is that was the fact that it was in Lansing, the state capital. But when we look at it from the people around here, they say, oh, they can't talk up there in Michigan. They the ones that had the folks coming up there in the capital with the guns. We're not trying to make a difference of whether it's Detroit or Lansing. We're just saying it's up north. It happens too. They can't always say all the racism is in the South. When Medgar Evers, when they killed the people that was coming down to Mississippi, helping sign black people up to vote, they didn't just say, oh, that happened in so-and-so Mississippi. Yes, of course, history and records show where it happened. But if you're from Jackson, Mississippi, you're from Tupelo, Mississippi, nobody's making a difference about that. They know that happened in Mississippi. So for this to be 2021, 2020, whenever they did that, 2020, 2021, people are saying, wow, up in Michigan too, we're not really making a big difference. And some people may say Detroit. They would be wrong and would need to get, their information correct. But still, they're looking at it as a state level. We're not looking at it like city by city. We're looking at it like, okay, racism is in the northern states, racism is in the southern states. They can't say much because just like we had this going on, most of the times when we had folks storming stuff with guns in hand, that was in the 60s. They just had this in the 21st century. And they're just looking at the state. I'm sorry, they're just looking at the state that way. And some people even mistakenly say it happens in Detroit. So I understand you saying and making a point to say, clarify that it was Detroit. But when you're somewhere else, you're from another state and you're talking about it and you saw it on the news, we're saying that happened in Michigan. And with the way things are today, the temperatures today, I wouldn't even want a black governor to try to defend this, to stand up to the mayor, to stand up to the Klan by himself, because they have gotten today, the temperature is elevated, it's hot, and it's because you don't remember your past, you're doomed to repeat it. Too many people have gotten away from what happened in the past and they stopped fighting to make sure that it didn't happen again. Wallace, Governor Wallace, he ran for president, stood in the door of the University of Alabama. A lot of people, when they talk about football, they'll remember that it's Alabama. But in general, generally speaking, they just gonna talk about Alabama. They're not gonna talk about the city of Tuscaloosa where it happened. They'll talk about the University of Alabama and they'll talk about Alabama. Like I said, when they tore up the campus in Mississippi, they're just talking about Mississippi. They're not making a difference about that, because just as much as it happened in Lansing, it could have happened in Detroit. Just as much as it happened that he stood in the door at the University of Alabama, it could have happened at Auburn University, another university. But he chose that one because he knew that one would get the most attention. So it's like when it's that close, geographically, we're just saying it happens everywhere. Hey, Vicky, welcome to the live. Vicky, I saw your video. Y'all went shopping today. Did y'all go shopping today or did you just post it today? I got started and I got a phone call, so I had to stop watching it about 10 minutes in. But I think it's like about 25, 30 minutes. I have to finish it. It's a matter of opinion, VT. You said one way and Constantine is saying it in another way. I understand both points. But I told her I understood what she's saying. But what I'm saying is when you look at that, some people aren't really making, people love to say what happens down south, what happens down south, what happens up north, what happens up north. She lives there. So she's saying that wasn't in Lansing, that was in, and she's adamant to make that point. I don't blame her, because when somebody says whatever happens in Alabama, I'm like, that happened in so and so, that ain't happening in so and so. But my people up north, they're saying it happened in Alabama. We're down here saying what I know, my peers down here are saying, who would have thought Michigan? Whether it's Detroit, whether it's Lansing, whether it's Flint, we're saying, who would have thought Michigan? I understand both points of view. In California, we can view it the same. If it happened in Oakland, that's it. In California, we view it the same. If it happened in Oakland, that's it. See, we went shopping today and we posted the video today. Okay, I was wondering, yeah, I have to watch the rest of it. Like I said, I think I got maybe 10 to 11 minutes of it. I think I got a little over 10 minutes, and so I got to go back and watch of it. So it was you and your daughter, Cindy, I think you said, Vicky. So is that your oldest? How many daughters do you have? Is that your older daughter? Is your only daughter, your youngest daughter? Lucinda says, welcome to the live, Vicky. I'm watching, talking about news. I'm watching this NFL situation right now with Brian Flores, and he was wanting to reveal everything now. But see, some people are saying, why didn't he reveal it earlier? I don't care when he reveals it, as long as it's revealed. Maybe, hopefully, it'll change. Once it gets revealed, hopefully it gets a change is made. I have three daughters. She's the middle one, the second child. Okay. Okay. Three. Do you have any sons? Wait a minute. She's the middle one, the second child. Okay, so that you don't have any boys. You don't have any boys. Hey, Renrock, what's up, bro? Renrock says, "Good afternoon, my queens." Cindy says, "Today's segregation has to learn what to fight and stand for. Our grandparents' generation had civil rights to fight for. Our parents' generation had Roe versus Wade, Vietnam, and freedom of fair wages." Hmm. As an African American, I think we fight for all of it. To be honest, I think. Well, I know as far as racism, they want to erase the word. They want to act like it doesn't exist. Through all of that, they all had to, racism, the fight of racism, and they want to act like it went away. And what do we say every day? Somewhere, every day, somebody is saying racism will never go away. Lucinda says, "Hey, Rock TV, welcome." Vicky says, "Yeah, no boys among children, but I do have two grandsons and I have two granddaughters that are a set of twins." Okay, okay, that's a blessing. So all girls, and now you got your two grandboys. That's good. I have a cousin. She has all girls, but all of her grandbabies are boys. So she didn't have any boys, but her daughters gave her boys, gave her little grandboys. Thanks, Lucinda. Welcome to the live. Thumbs up the live. Thank you for your support. Yes, thank you. Comment, channel, say hey. And don't get offended. And I hope Constantine is not offended. I'm just saying, it's like when it comes to racism, it's just something that's just there. And it's hard nowadays, it's hard to differentiate for real. If you're in the area, of course, but when you're in other states and you're just looking and you're watching what's happening, yeah, it's different. Roland's review says there will be no change until people of color become team owners. Mm-hmm. Exactly. And Roland's review, that's what they had said way back when Cap started his fight. That was one of the main things that people were saying, that there won't be any change until people of color become team owners. And even then, you have to, be careful of who those team owners are, because we don't need somebody who's just gonna, placate to what's been going on all along. We need people who are going to be boisterous and willing to stand up and speak on what's right. Renrock says, "Hey, Lucinda Queen." I mean, a lot of times you can't just go, in wanting instant change, but you can go in wanting swift change. So it may not be instant, but change can come swiftly. Because my thing is, what reason shouldn't it? There's no reason change shouldn't be able to come swiftly. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, change doesn't have to be instant, but it can be swift. And a lot of people, some people say the race isn't always won by the swift, but The race isn't always won by the slow either. Don't let the tortoise in the hare fool them. And honestly, it's not been swift. I mean, any changes that can be made to the NFL have been changes that should have occurred long, 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 long time ago. This phone is charging so slow. It's time for a new phone. Yeah, I try and keep a phone for as long, 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 long as possible. Paying a lot of money for a phone does not is not a great feat to me. Is not impressive. Castaneda says, I'm saying this because um, suburbans of Michigan separates themselves people from Detroit. They see us the same. They see us the same, but people from Michigan, upper class, no, you can't came to Detroit. No, you can't come to Detroit. See, I don't know. See, that's why I say you would know that. And my family that's been there, my uncle's been there since what 60, and him being from down south, he's like, I see some of the most racist things up here, but a lot of the people from up there try to make him feel like, no, 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 it's not like that up here. It's not like that up here. And he's like, believe me, coming from the most racist portion of the country, I'm here and I see what I see. So yeah, of course, when you're in that area, you know exactly what goes on. But when people are in another area and we see people with rifles, with AK-47s in the capital of the state of Michigan, we're not differentiating the cities of Michigan. We're looking at what happened in Michigan in the state capital. But yeah, of course, that's just like within any state, certain things are things like in Alabama, things that happen in Birmingham, they can happen. uh, Things that happen, I'll say maybe Mobile, won't tend to happen in Birmingham, but some of them will. It wouldn't surprise me. It's the state of Alabama. Some things that happen in Atlanta, people are like, "Oh, that happened down there in Columbus, Georgia. They ain't bringing that mess up here." The you run up against the right weirdos or the right you probably just hadn't yet. They'll take it to Atlanta. They'll be greeted in a way they haven't been greeted before, just like I'm sure the people of Lansing would be greeted if they took it to Detroit in a way they hadn't been greeted before. But they will do it. People will do it. People can do it. Everybody has differences within their area. Won't until they will or haven't until they do. Lucinda says she understands. Constantella Rollins review says thanks for the info, Lucinda. Constantella says that's all I'm trying to say. We different in Detroit. I know people don't understand. Great conversation. Enjoying talking to people from other people. Yes, yes. Yeah, I understand. I completely understand. Because like I said, because my uncle went there when they were to work at the car factories. A lot of people came from down south going up there thinking it would be all gravy, but it wasn't. It wasn't. And people who live with racism day in and day out will quickly pick up on the racism when they're in a place where they think it's not going to be that way. He began to learn quickly. So someone who's been there will see it a different way than he did when he first moved there. He's been there what since the 60s now, almost 50 years. But people who were there before him, people who are there, they see it a different way from him, even though he's been there. He sees it a different way from us because we don't live there. But like I said, his grandkids, when they saw those AK-47s, in the capital of Michigan, they felt differently about the whole state because anything can happen anywhere. And I know I used to be the type of person like, oh, they ain't gonna come here with that. But I don't say that anymore because we as a people don't even stand together like that for real. We'll sit there and do things to each other before we stand with each other. Sometimes things just hadn't happened in a particular area. But when we say all this stuff, this just like when we were talking earlier, you be like, "Oh, I couldn't have lived during those days. My great grandparents just be like, yes, you could have, because you would have conformed. You would have conformed like they did. You hear very few stories where one person was almost like the superhero of the time that was black. Those people were rare and far and in between. And that's our history. Frederick Douglass, people, those people are there, Harriet Tubman, they're our history, but people wasn't clicking together like they wasn't clicking up like that. And it's sad to say that even in 2022, some of these people have called for a certain type of war. And no matter where you are, our people just don't we don't be that glue that we're supposed to be. But I got what you were saying, Constantine. Roland's review says, thanks for the info, Lucinda. Roland's review says, thumbs up. And that's kind of like what we were talking about earlier. What can we do to improve things for us? Because just as sure as something has never happened somewhere, none of us can say it won't because of what's happening in other places. I remember when Obama was when he won the state of Iowa. I don't know anything about Iowa, but as far as like details, but the things that I know as far as like on a broad spectrum, who would have thought he would have won Iowa? I definitely would not have. But they just went to show that, maybe there are some parts of Iowa, I don't think Biden won Iowa, but but Obama did. And that was I think he did both terms. I think he did in '08 and 12. But it's just like things just go on so much in the country, and then when you hear it, you be like, "Wow, I never would have thought that there." So that's all I'm saying with them going up in there like that. I'm like, I never would have thought. He was like, "You just don't know these backwoods of the North has some backwoods too." I was like, I see. Yes, yes, Constanetta, and that's what we were saying. Like people keep saying it doesn't. No party. It's like Rollins Review said earlier. Neither one of them have our best interest. But you have to make a choice. First, you have to exercise your right because, like we said, they'll take it. You have to exercise your right, and you have to pay attention to what your state is doing when it comes to these districts, if they're gerrymandering or not. You have to pay attention to that. Don't stack and pack all of the black vote into certain districts so that their vote basically is almost unheard. So we have to make sure that we vote. We have to make sure that these districts are done correctly. And even when both candidates are bad, you have to pick one. And it's sad to say, you just have to pick the lesser of the two evils. He won Idaho because there is God. Yes, he did. I was like, Constanetta, I was like, what? It states that I would not have thought that he would win. He would have won. I mean, but he did. Lucinda says, Constanetta Collins, exactly. Must vote and get your voice heard. Yes, so many people think that voting, you don't get your voice heard, but you do. You have to. If you don't, that, just like they're trying to take back history out of schools, they will take your rights. These people will take your rights. They're trying to take away a woman's right to decide for her and her doctor to decide what to do with their body. We have the Supreme Court that only has 3 liberal justices and 6 conservatives. So they will take your rights. And then once you take it to the Supreme Court, the highest court of the land, and they're sitting there with that makeup, these people will take your rights. And the way they keep doing these smaller cases as far as these abortion rights, whether you're for abortion or not, it's about people's rights. I honestly believe that they're going to just go ahead and overturn it because they continue to stand by Texas. They continue to allow Texas to change laws, making it harder and harder for women to do as they choose. Even when the woman and the doctor has decided that, on what's best for her health. So, and these are just men, y'all, just men, just everyday men that happen to have run for office and happen to have won. And you have a couple of crazy ladies too that happen to have won, and they're making decisions for everyone across this United States. So we have to vote, and we have to sometimes pick the lesser of 2 evils when we're doing so. Yes, you want Idaho, but because there is God, yes, by the grace of God. Yeah, I can't believe. Okay, we were just saying, if you think, well, we weren't just saying, but earlier in the live, we were talking about if you feel like it's easier to get your subs or is it easier to get your watch hours? What do y'all think? Because y'all, it seems like getting these subs. Like I said, you get 2 today, you lose 3 tomorrow. You get 4 Saturday. So how many have you gained? lose 3 today, get 2 tomorrow. What did I say? Lose 2 today, get 3 tomorrow, lose 3. However it is. So how many did you gain? You get 2 today, you lose 3 tomorrow. So you're really kind of short 1. And then you gain 2. So technically you may have gained 1 vote over the past 3 or 4 days. I mean, not 1 vote, 1 subscriber. Michelle says she thinks it's harder to get the subscribers. I do too. Because you can go live and sometimes your live doesn't have, it's wintertime. It's kind of hard to do. To me, I feel like the better lives were done like on outside, on vacation, or if you're, at an event or something like that, or unless you cook, if you do cooking videos. But I don't cook like that. I mean, I cook like that, but when I'm cooking, I don't take time to focus on my camera and all this kind of stuff. I'm like all over the kitchen. So it seems like the best videos are lives to me, or when you're at an event, or you're at like you're just something, when you're doing something, if you're on vacation, that kind of stuff. But so you could probably get the watch hours. So it seems like the subs are harder. Yeah, Trump fools try to kidnap our. Yes, yes. And see, that's what I'm saying. Like, who does that? Crazy. We call her Big Gretchen. She doesn't play. We love her in Detroit. A lot of people love y'all's governor. Yeah, a lot of people love y'all governor. The governor, she gets invited to all the backyard barbecues. African Americans love her. Yep, because she don't play. She does stand up, and so it's like she goes through a lot of crap. They storm the Capitol. They make this plot to kidnap her. I'm like, so and see that's the thing I'm saying. Like the crazy people They're everywhere. So when that stuff happens, it leaves a bad stain on the state. When you know, honestly, overall, the state is a great place. And did they, Constanetta, did they try to deny her protection or something like that? What happened with that? I remember something about her being I'm sure she got protection, but I don't I can't remember if it was something as far as like the federal government at the time, because at the time that's when he was president. So did they like deny her protection or something like that? That was crazy. See, that's when you get to the point where it's not even political anymore. It's just personal. Who denies a governor protection when you have weirdos plotting and planning to kidnap her? And it was a clear and present danger for her. So, you know what? The people would have protected her, because at the time the government was wilding out. The people would have protected her. Now she needs to be invited to all the barbecues, because she seems like a really good governor. She is a good governor. I tell you, a lot better than most other ones across the country. A lot better. Yeah, I see that I don't know what was wrong with my microphone, but I see that it's working. So when I go live next time, I guess I'll go live on Wi-Fi, because it was telling me something about the Wi-Fi connection and my apps. Closed all the apps. Still didn't want to act right. I put the 5G up, it still didn't want to act right. So I have been on this live for 2 hours and 33 minutes, y'all, and it's been just fine. So I don't know. Like I said, it may have been a YouTube issue, StreamYard issue. I don't know what it was, but I think it's good now. I think it's a go. Governor Gretchen. What is Constanetta? Is she where is she in her term? Is she like midway? Is she, because she's young? Oh, she's a young governor. When is y'all's next gubernatorial election? Tracy, that's who I hadn't seen. I hadn't seen Tracy today. Y'all, it's raining and it's cold. It's a cold rain. I'm gonna get off here because I believe y'all gone. Let's see. You want Idaho? Yeah, that's the last comment. I thought, I'm bad about catching up with the comments, y'all. So I'm gonna log off here. Thank you, Constanetta, Lucinda, Tennessee Michelle, chatting with Common Sense, Family Mackey, Henny, Frank G, Spiky, everybody. Rollins Reviews, Chef Finest Wine. Thank all of y'all for coming to the live. I appreciate y'all, and I'm glad that you came. I came on the test. Usually when I come on to have a long live, everybody's slow about coming. But I just came on just to check my microphone, and this was a good live, a real good live. Oh, Constanella says no, she got protection, but Trump took credit. Really? But it was not Trump, it was the state. Okay, that's what I thought. But all Big Gretchen had to do was come to the yep, we got Big Gretchen. Please believe we routed. Yep, that's what I was thinking. See, yeah, it wasn't him, it was the state. So, but the federal government should have provided her with protection. She's a governor. Last term coming up, we voting her back in. Good, because she is one of the best governors in the United States. And I thought that that's what it was. I thought she had state protection. But if I'm not mistaken, I think the federal government could have given her protection and didn't. But he took credit for the state protection. Wow. Took credit for it, knowing he didn't want to give. He didn't even want to do it. He didn't care. That's what I said earlier. All she had to do was go to the hood. They would have had her. They would have had her covered. Because she's very, very, very much loved up there. I do know that. Because my uncles and my cousins are crazy about her. But she stands for what's right. She stands for what's right. And so that's good to know. I thought that I was hoping she didn't have to hire protection using her own money. And I figured the state did. But I thought at one point, the federal government, I think maybe they asked them for it or something and they didn't give it. But the state did. So that's good. So I'm going to get off here, y'all. Y'all have a great, great rest of your Wednesday, rest of your hump day. Lucinda, get you something to eat. Congratulations again on your promotion. Sonia, congratulations on your retirement. Y'all, Sonia is retiring soon. She's having a retirement party at her job. Thank you, Roland's Review. Thank you, everybody. I don't want to name too many people because I don't want to miss anybody. But thank all y'all for coming through, making the live a great live, an interesting live, eye-opening live. We learned a lot, shared a lot of information. And I'm so glad that Gretchen is running again because, like I said, she seems like she would be a fairly young governor. And she's doing a great job. And I hope that you guys put her back in office because we need all the good ones we can get. So somebody go live so I can get in their chat. I'll see y'all later. Bye-bye.